What is up, car addicts? In this video, we're talking about this week's Double Money Event Week, as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for November 25th through December 1st, 2021. The current price ride for this week is the Annis ZR350. This car is primarily based on the Mazda RX-7 FD and is arguably one of the most anticipated DLC vehicles before it was added. Now, this car was on the price ride about 3 months ago, so I'm not sure why Rockstar keeps repeating these cars when they still haven't put the Comet S2 on the podium. It just doesn't make much sense, but Rockstar logic. Anyways, to get the ZR350 for this week, you have to get top 5 in a Pursuit Series race for 4 days in a row. Now, the top 5 part is very easy in a Pursuit Series race. The 4 days in a row part, however, definitely makes it more complicated for people who can't get online that often during the week. Now, this car has a normal price of about $1.6 million and a trade price of about $1.2 million, so it's definitely not a cheap car. So I guess if you don't own one yet, try to get it this week if you have some time to get online. The ZR350 is obviously a great car with phenomenal customization as we're used to from the Tuners DLC cars. In terms of test drive vehicles for this week, we have the Dominator ASP, the Comet S2, and the Calico GTF. Now, that Comet S2 on there might suggest we could possibly see the S2 on the prize ride next week, but honestly, it's Rockstar, so it could just be them trolling us. Now, in terms of a casino podium vehicle, we have the Grotti Vision. This vehicle is primarily based on the Ferrari Zesri concept mixed with the McLaren P1 GTR. It's just a very cool looking car. Now, it normally costs about $2.2 million, which is very expensive. And in terms of performance, this car is in the supercar class, and it's pretty decent. It's around the pace of the Nero Custom and the X80. So it's not a slow car, but it's definitely not $2 million fast either. But again, it's still a very good looking supercar with some decent customization options as well. So, is the Vision worth attempting to win it by spinning the lucky wheel over and over this week? I definitely say yes, and even if you already own it, you can still try to win this one this week and sell your original for a decent chunk of money. So, starting off with the property discounts, we have 35% off the Casaca, as well as 35% off the upgrades and renovations for it as well. Now, the Casaca is needed to start the Cayo heist, and that is by far the best way to make money solo in GTA Online. So definitely make sure to get a Casaca this week if you don't already own one. And in terms of upgrades, if you don't have the Sparrow helicopter as an upgrade, make sure to renovate your Casaca and add that to it. Or if you're buying a brand new Casaca, make sure you include the Sparrow helicopter. It makes your setup missions a lot easier to complete. Moving on to vehicle discounts, we have 40% off the Slam Truck. This is a very cool customizable tow truck that cannot actually tow vehicles without them falling off, but either way, it's still a great one to put cars in the back for some photos and stuff like that. Next up, we have 40% off the Vito Modern. Now, Rockstar recently added the go-karts to the race creator with their own subclass, so go-kart racing is now something you really should consider in game. And the Vito Modern is currently the faster one in comparison to the Vito Classic. And speaking of the Vito Classic, that one is also 40% off this week. Moving on to the Warstock website, we have 40% off the weaponized dinghy. But honestly, even at this price, I feel it's way too expensive for what it is. And as with all boats currently in GTA Online, remember that they are Pegasus vehicles and you cannot customize them. And lastly, we have 40% off the patrol boat, and it's the same story with this one. Very expensive for what it is and not really worth it for most players. And that's it for vehicle discounts. They're all vehicles from the Cayo update, which of course is part of the heist event for this month. In terms of login items, you can get this Still Slipping Friend t-shirt for free just for logging in this week, which is pretty nice. In terms of double money, we have double money NRP on the Kart Crash Deathmatch, which is pretty fun. Double money NRP on arguably the best adversary mode, Overtime Rumble. Double money NRP on the yacht missions. And lastly, the Panther statue is back to steal from Cayo Perico this week. Remember that if you steal that Panther statue and get some decent secondary loot, you can get over 2.5 million from that one heist. And remember that Cayo is a heist you can do solo, so all that money is pretty much yours. And let's say you get some really good secondary loot and you complete the elite challenge on top of that. I've seen some players get around $3 million for this heist, which is pretty insane with the Panther statue. So again, definitely the best time to jump back into GTA and do the Cayo Perico heist. However, keep in mind that you can only steal the Panther statue once for this week. Rockstar did the same thing last time they put the Panther statue, so I guess they don't want us to get too much money. Moving on to the Prime Gaming discounts for Prime Gaming members only. I'll leave instructions in the pinned comment on how to become a Prime Gaming member if you aren't one already. So we have the same ones as the last 5 event weeks, which is going to be over 6 weeks now with the same Prime discounts, which is by far the longest time they've ever kept the same Prime vehicle discounts. But anyways, those were 70% off the Z-Type, 100% off the LCC Sanctus, and 70% off the Bezra Jet. And as usual, you'll get the free $100,000 for logging in this week if you're a Prime Gaming member. Again guys, if you don't see a discount on the vehicles for Prime Gaming, it's because you don't have your Prime Gaming account linked to your social club. Again, all the information on how to do that is down below in the pinned comment. And lastly, we have of course the RC Bandito Time Trial Cypress Flats. This week's normal time trial is Vinewood Hills. I highly recommend either the Hakachu Drag, Shotaro, Batty 801, Emerus, Krieger, or an open wheel car for that time trial. And this week's premium race is the Supercar Race Business Trip. I highly recommend either the Emerus, Krieger, or the Vest 8 for that race. Every Friday I post a guide on how to easily beat the time trials and premium race, so stay tuned for that if you're new. Anyways guys, hope this was helpful. Overall, I think it's a pretty decent event week. Sadly, no triple money on anything, but I think the double money is pretty good. And of course, the Panther statue is a nice plus. Now, unfortunately, they did not give us any percentage bonus on secondary loot, which they have done in the past, but they've never really combined it with the Panther statue, so I guess that's why. Also, the Prime Gaming discounts repeating for 6 weeks in a row. Come on, Rockstar, that's a bit much and a bit lazy, but I guess it is what it is. And with the Cayo heist, this will be the last one for the heist month. So we're not sure what they're going to give us next week. It will probably be a normal event week. Also, for those of you who don't know, Rockstar did confirm that we are getting a DLC this December. We just don't know what the theme is. It could be heist again. It could be something involving tuners or something completely different. We just don't know as of yet. Hopefully we get that information next week. I really think we will. Also later today when Rockstar posts their newswire, they might possibly talk about a Black Friday event for tomorrow, so I guess we'll see, and if that's the case, I'll make another video covering that. Anyways guys, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.